but nothing destroys joy like comparison. The life you've got, some of you, would be so enjoyable if only you didn't do this while you were living it. If only you didn't do this. I mean, it's hurting my neck just to do it, to illustrate to you. Imagine what it's doing to your soul. You can't have joy that way. It is destroying your joy. You're praying for more joy, and yet you are destroying the joy God has given you, the joy of your salvation, the joy of your calling, the joy of your assignment. God, give me more joy. Well, it's a decision not to have joy. That's the worst way to get joy. The decision of what I'm going to focus on. And I can't get it like this. And I definitely can't get it like this. Looking at what's behind me. I can't look back. Remember when God called Moses at the burning bush and he said his name? He said, I am, not I was. Remember he said, I am, not I will be. There's something to that. There's something to that. It's echoed by David in Psalm 16. He says, in your presence is the fullness of joy. Presence. Everybody say that word, presence. The gift of joy is found in presence. But that doesn't mean in church. That's not what it means to say in God's presence is the fullness of joy, because God would never limit his presence to a building. It doesn't mean when you're doing everything right, then you're going to feel happy, because God is not going to reward you based on behavior. That's not the good news of the gospel. The gospel is for sinners. The gospel is for the weak. The gospel is for the lame. The gospel is for the broken. The gospel is for those who feel ashamed. That's not what it means. In your presence is fullness of joy. That means joy can only really come to my life when I am focused on what God is doing in this moment. And I cannot focus on what God is doing in this moment in my life if I'm consumed with what he's doing in somebody else's, or if I'm still in regret and bitterness about what happened 3 years ago, or 3 months ago, or even 3 minutes ago. A lot of our lack of joy is really not about possession, it's about position. What I mean is this: he set joy before him. It's not a question of God's presence. His presence is everywhere. It's not a question of God's presence. You don't have to ask him to be with you. He already is. It's not about God's presence. It's about yours. Are you present in this moment? Are you present in this trial? Are you present in this worship service? Well, if you are, give him praise for a second. We need this lesson, friends, family, brothers, sisters, brethren, sistren, mothers, fathers, children. We can't go to a concert anymore without trying to capture it. And I can't enjoy it because I'm too busy trying to post it. Kids do something cute, capture it. Well, you can, but you're also going to kill it. There is no quicker way to kill your kid's cuteness than trying to capture it. I swear, demons come out when you start trying to capture stuff to post it. God knows your heart, and he sends something to your iPhone. I don't know, and it shoots beams into your children, and they start. Can I show you a picture real quick? I don't like to be too indulgent in these sermons, and show my family off, but this is just a quick picture of us on vacation before Christmas. Look at that. Here's another picture. I'll show you a couple, just so you can see. I'm gonna tell you something that you wouldn't see if I put those on Instagram. Go back to the first one again, please. That one looks happy, right? And go to the other one. Can you go to the other one? That one looks sad. Let me tell you something. That's not my sad face. That's my RBF, that's my resting Bible face. That's my really blessed face. That's my focus face. That's when I was getting the sermon, Flip the Flow, at TGI Fridays, in the Miami International Airport, in the D concourse. I'm happy. The other one, put the other one up. I was so mad at Abby. That was the 17th time I tried to take a selfie of us. And I wanted to throw her in the ocean by the time it was over. Not in a playful way. See, I'm just trying to get us in this series to take it down. Start looking beneath the surface at stuff. To stop looking at the surface of stuff and to stop, discerning. I found out that you can miss joy because you're looking all around. You can miss joy because you're looking behind you, but here's the thing. You can also miss joy because you're trying to look too far ahead. It's an equal danger. And some of you, while I was preaching the part about looking around, you're like, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm like 53. I don't do that anymore. And when I was talking about looking back, you're like, yeah, I already dealt with my stuff back there. It's fine. But what you do is you look so far forward. Like I was doing the other day, driving that new car I told you about. And I can't get anywhere without a GPS. Would it embarrass you for me if I told you I was going to my mom's house in town and was following the GPS? That's how bad my sense of direction is. It's a true story. And I slammed into the back of another car because I was looking 3 turns ahead and not looking 3 feet ahead. And it might be destroying your joy, not that you're like comparing or not that you're regretting, but maybe you're just trying to get so far out there. Like my retirement is down. You're 24. It'll catch back up. It's a lot of time. But for those of us who need to plan, he didn't say in your plans is fullness of joy. And you can't even really affect the future from anywhere but the present. And it's all wasted energy. And so this is my year of presence. I'm trying to figure out what it means to find fullness of joy in God's presence. And in order to find fullness of joy in his presence, I have to bring my presence to my real life. Not my presence to some imaginary scenario, but the real life that God has given me right now. And you know what's great about it? Let's go to Psalm 16 for just a moment, and I promise I'll start closing this. Are you enjoying this teaching today? Is this blessing your life? Touch somebody and say, this is my happy face. Because I was focused. I was happy because I was focused. The other one, I was trying to show something to the world that wasn't real. I was thinking maybe I could get some likes on this, and so I wasn't focused on what was right in front of me. But Jesus, for the joy set before him, endured. He didn't enjoy the cross. He endured the cross because of joy set before him. And now I want to give you the whole sermon, okay? Here's the sermon in a sentence. Hadn't you been preaching for 35 minutes? Yeah, but I hadn't said anything yet. Here's the sermon in a sentence. You cannot choose joy. You can only choose your priorities. And your priorities control your joy. You can't choose joy any more than you can just, you think you can choose joy. It's like trying to choose the weather. What you can choose is your priority. And your priorities will ultimately control your joy. Psalm 16, put it on the screen for me. The verse, what I start, verse 5, please. The Lord is my chosen portion. See the word chosen? It means I have decided to make God the most important thing in my life. I don't want to leave that too abstract, because what does that mean? Read the Bible first thing every morning? Maybe, but it means more than that. His will is what I want. His ways are higher than my ways. So the Lord, Yahweh, the great I am, the ever-present help in time of trouble, He is my chosen portion. I've looked at everything else that this world offers me to enjoy. And yes, I can enjoy things that aren't necessarily spiritual, but I do not need them to survive. And I will not attach my joy to a temporal pleasure anymore, because I tried that. I cheered for the Clemson Tigers when they were 3-8. And when they won the second national championship in the last few years, people were coming up to me saying, congratulations. I was like, for what? I enjoyed the game. I watched the game. I liked it. I enjoyed the 44-16 victory. But I didn't need college boys in spandex to give me a reason to live. That is not my priority. I can't invest my joy in what people I don't know do with an oblong object made out of pigskin converted into leather with some stitches for 4 15-minute increments. It's the wrong priority. I enjoyed it, but my joy is not in it. Last week, I told you something very powerful about your heart. I said, when you know where it comes from, you know how it comes out. When you know where it comes from, you know how it comes out. This is what I want to tell you this week. Where it comes from determines when it runs out. This is the source of your joy. The way you can know that is, what are my priorities? The psalmist said, the Lord is my chosen portion. And here's something Jesus said that I've been thinking about all week. I've been meditating on this. He said, abide in me, my words abide in you. You bear much fruit. Sometimes you're gonna get cut on, but you'll never be cut off. If you abide in me, and my words abide in you, there'll be a constant flow of joy, like the vine and the branches. You're gonna have what you need. The joy is going to flow from a place of your rest and trust in me, not in your own effort and not in just certain things that happen. If they happen, it's fine, but don't confuse the icing with the cake. Abide in me, my words abide in you. Then he says something in John 15:11. Please. I have told you this so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. The Lord said a lot of us are settling for partial joy. Partial joy. And we equate joy with the absence of sadness. Joy is not the absence of sadness. If it was, Jesus couldn't have had it on the cross. He said, I want my joy to be in you, but you've got to own it. Because to just say, well, Jesus is my joy, it doesn't really get to the heart of why we could know Jesus and still not know joy. Because it's a decision. When I give the wrong things too much priority in my life, then those priorities control my joy. If my priority is recognition, then recognition controls my joy. When people recognize me, I will feel happy about it. If my priority is recognition. If my priority is convenience, then when something is inconvenient, the inconvenience will steal my joy. But it really didn't steal my joy, did it? Because I let it drive. And whatever is driving the car gets to DJ. So the Lord told me in preparing this message that we've got some backseat DJs that have been controlling our joy, our feelings, our finances, our bank accounts, our status, our standing, our situations. And today, God wants you to tell some of the things in your life that have been controlling your joy from the back seat. You are not my God. You are not my vine. You are not my source, and you don't hold my joy. Joy is something deeper than how I feel about it. Joy is something deeper than what I post about. Joy is something deeper than the way it feels right now. I am setting joy before me. I'm resetting my priorities. Now, when I do that, my joy flows not from what it is, but from who God is to me.